Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt like everyone around you was more confident than you? That they just knew how to act, what to say, when you were there overthinking everything. You didn't know what to say, you didn't like how you were dressed, and you felt like everyone was judging you. So today I'm gonna teach you how you can finally overcome this and how you can become, without faking it, one of these people that walk into a room and just feel secure and confident. So hello my loves, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mirella and I love sharing all things self-care, class, and self-growth. As always, if you want to connect with me, in the description you will find all of my information and my other socials. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So first thing first, stop making everything embarrassing. You really need to sit 1 second, look at the sky and realize where we are, okay? It's really not gonna matter, okay? This is the first thing. And second thing is that people really don't care about you. And I don't say this in a negative way. I actually say this in a very, very liberating way. When you're walking around the street and you feel like everyone is judging you, one thing you need to keep in mind is that people are so self-centered and people are so focused on their own insecurities, their own problem, that they might not even notice you. And even if they do, even if you're the most beautiful person they ever seen, they probably will forget about you 5 seconds later. Because just like you're thinking about yourself, they're thinking about themselves too. Try to remember one single person that you saw on the street yesterday. I'm sure that you cannot remember them. And even if you're doing something weird, or maybe you're dressed in a weird way, and even if people are judging you in that moment, 5 seconds later, they will forget about you. So if you don't feel confident because you feel like everyone is judging you in public, trust me, they're not. And even if they are, they're literally gonna forget your face 5 seconds after. So trust me, you're good. Now, apart from this, let's just say that you actually did something embarrassing. Maybe you slipped, maybe you did something, okay? I want you to keep in mind that things are only embarrassing and are only memorable when you make them. So first of all, let me give you a positive example, which is something that happened to me like 2 weeks ago. So I was trying for the first time my university's canteen, okay? And I was with this friend and I've never been there. I had no idea how it worked. And I was trying to get myself a drink, but this machine worked differently from the one that I was used to in my other university. They were very similar, but they worked in a different way. And turns out then when I was trying to fill my glass with Coca-Cola, I spilled it everywhere. I'm telling you, everywhere. The first thing you will think when I say this, the first thing that probably comes up to your mind is, oh my God, probably everyone was looking at you. Oh my God, you had to clean up all of that. But literally what happened is that I didn't feel embarrassed because there's literally nothing to be embarrassed of. I filled my glass again. I took tissues. I cleaned everything up. Nobody looked at me. Nobody will remember it. Everyone went on with their days. That's it. Nothing happened. Not memorable. Nobody laughed. Nobody will remember it. Nobody talked about it. That's it. I went on with my day. It's so easy, you know? I was with this friend. She didn't care. She helped me clean up. She gave me some tissues and then we went on and we ate and then we went to class again. And that's it. But why am I telling you this story? You may think, oh my God, but this is stupid. You know, it's a small thing. Something so big happened to me. Okay. The reason why I'm telling you this story is because the negative example I was thinking of was something even smaller than this, but that I still remember to this day after 2 years because that person made it such a big deal. So I was in uni after a class of labor law, I still remember, and I was walking down the stairs with this friend and there was a professor behind us. And we were just having a conversation, joking around, something like that. And at one point, she just skipped a step. Nothing funny, literally nothing happened. At one point, she skipped a step again and the professor told her something like, oh my God, be careful. And I looked at her again, I was concerned. I didn't laugh, I didn't say anything about it. I looked at her, you could see that she was a little bit uncomfortable and she felt a little bit embarrassed, but again, I didn't make a big deal out of it. I just kept talking and I go home and I go on with my day and she goes home. So the next few days, I come to class and the reason why I still remember this is that she couldn't stop talking about it. She was still embarrassed to even see the professor because she thought that the professor thought that she was weird. She was convinced that after that episode, the professor hated her or thought she was weird. She was so insecure about it, like it was something so embarrassing, you know, but it literally wasn't. So what you have to keep in mind is that people will keep talking about it. People will remember you for it when you make a big deal out of it. If you don't, if you go on with your day and if you don't make it embarrassing, people will never remember you for it because nobody cares that much. Again, nobody goes home and thinks about you that way. I can assure you that a professor that day didn't go home and thought about her skipping a step. The only reason why I still remember this to this day is because she made such a big deal out of it. So do not do it because people do not care. Okay, this first point was very long, but let's go to number 2. The second thing you need to keep in mind if you want to become a confident person is that affirmations are not going to be enough. And yes, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love doing my affirmations and I actually feel like they work in some way. It's very positive to maybe start your day listening to someone telling you you're strong, you're beautiful, you're confident. So I'm not here to say that affirmations are bad, not at all. I actually like them. But if you think that just listening to affirmations every single day will make you confident, you're just wrong. The only way in which you're actually going to become confident is by proving to yourself that you can do hard things. So going through hard things and also keeping the promises you give to yourself. When you give yourself a goal, when you give yourself a list of things to do and you actually achieve them, what you're doing, you're actually proving yourself that you can be trusted, that you can do hard things. You're actually good in what you're doing, that you feel good, you feel confident, you feel secure. Well, procrastination is the exact opposite because when you procrastinate, you're not just avoiding your goals and avoiding your success, but you're also telling yourself, oh, I cannot do anything. I cannot be trusted. I cannot give myself tasks because I'm not going to do them. I'm not as good as I thought I was. So if you actually want to become a confident person, you need to understand that there's no easy way to do it. You have to do the things. You actually have to take action. And no matter how small they are, one tip I really want to give you is to really give yourself small tasks every single day. And make small lists, to-do lists for the day that even include your morning coffee. I do not care. If you want to build confidence and you want to feel secure with yourself, make lists every single day of things that are actually achievable. So don't give yourself weird, huge goals. Because again, that is also something that happens to everyone, especially in the beginning of the year, that you give yourself huge goals that you know you're not going to achieve unless you change your entire life in one day, which again is not sustainable, it's not going to happen. And then what happens is that you feel like you just cannot achieve your goals. Like you just cannot do it. Like losing weight every single year. You give yourself the goal and then you feel so big, you don't achieve it. And you feel like a failure again. And you start overeating again. And that applies to everything. I just mentioned overeating because I feel like it's something so common in the New Year's goals. Stop procrastinating and give yourself small tasks every single day. That's going to build your confidence. But even more, let's go to tip number 3, is to really keep track of your achievements, because you can achieve everything you ever wanted in your life, but if you don't keep track of the progress, you will always feel like a failure. And this is actually something that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, and I do relate to, because I feel like every single time I have a goal, I make it my entire life. I strive for that goal. I want to achieve it. And if I don't achieve it, I will feel like a failure. But then once I achieve it, I just go on to the next goal. And so every single time I never feel like I'm enough. And so this is really something that I had to work on, and I'm still working on, because when you don't take track of your progress and when you don't give yourself credit for it because you just forget about doing it, you will always feel like you're not doing enough no matter what you do. For example, if I now told you to sit here and tell me immediately 10 things that you achieved lately, you will probably struggle a little bit in the beginning. But if I told you to take a piece of paper, to really sit down with it, I'm sure you could come up with so many things that you even forgot about. Even if it's just, I did my exams. Maybe I didn't get the grades that I wanted, but I still showed up and I went to do my exams every single time. It could be as easy as I got up every single day, and even when I didn't feel like it, I went to class or I went to work or I did that thing. Even when I didn't feel like doing anything with my life, you still showed up, and that's something that you should be proud of. And so on. I'm sure that there are so many things that you can be proud of, but for some reason we always focus on what we don't achieve or what we still need to achieve. So how can we fix this? So first thing first, something I love to do, especially if you do a vision board, is to do a recap every single year and even every single month of the things that you were able to achieve. So when it comes to the monthly recap, of course, I don't take pictures or any of that because that would be too much. But every single month, I set goals for the next month and I make a recap of everything that went well and everything that went wrong in the current month. That way, I not only reflect on my goals and what I'm doing, so not only improves my productivity, but I also realize that I actually did so many things that I didn't give myself credit for. So it's both a way to see what I have to improve and so to become better, but also to realize of all the great, amazing things that I did that I didn't give myself credit for. Or even if I did, that I would have forgotten after. Well, this way, at the end of the year or even every single time I want, I can go back when I don't feel confident and see, oh, I actually did so many things. Maybe I'm not doing as bad as I thought. Another thing that you need to absolutely do if you have a vision board, and if you don't, definitely make sure to watch my video on New Year goals. This is never too late to follow your dreams, and I already talked about this, so definitely check it out. But if you already watched it, and if you already do a vision board, one thing you have to do is definitely to do a recap every single year with your pictures. And this is something I've been doing for, I think, the last 4 years probably. And every single year I post it on TikTok. So if you want to check them out, I usually post, of course, the most simple things. There are other things that I can actually take pictures of. I, of course, don't show every single goal of mine. But even with just the small things, maybe it's a trip or maybe it's something that you wanted to buy, actually seeing that you kept the promise that you gave to yourself is also a way to, again, recognize that you did better than you thought. So making a little recap, show yourself that you can do great things, and especially keep track of it so that every single time you can look back and you will realize that you're much better than you think, and that will help you so much in building your confidence. Now, on to the next point. One thing you really need to stop doing is labeling yourself. When you give yourself a label, you're literally putting yourself in a cage. Something that you say, even as a joke, could end up shaping your confidence, shaping the person that you think you are, and shaping anything you achieve in life. Because when you tell yourself, oh, maybe I'm not that smart, or I'm so stupid, oh, I'm just bad at this particular thing, I'm the fat one, or I've always been overweight because it's my parents' fault, oh, I'm just the funny one because you will never be beautiful. These are labels that you're literally giving yourself, and that, trust me, even if you don't realize it, will impact your life. When you make it such a big part of your identity, and when you identify with that so much and so deeply, it's a way of telling yourself, oh, but I will never achieve this because I am, oh, but they will judge me immediately because of that. Giving yourself so many labels, it's like putting yourself in a cage. It's like giving yourself a limit and just never surpass it. You need to understand that you can change anytime. Things can change, but you need to make them change. Whatever that label means to you is the limit you're giving to yourself. So stop labeling yourself. And let me give you another personal example. So I've been posting on social media for a long time. I think I started in 2019, so it's been 7 years now. And the reason why I never took it seriously until maybe last year was because I was always labeling this social media role. So I was always thinking of what being an influencer would mean. Now let's talk seriously. When you think of an influencer, for most people, the first thing that comes to mind is someone not very intelligent, someone not very smart, that became famous for no reason, and that is so rich by doing nothing all day. This might not be your perception, but is a very widely accepted perception of the figure of the influencer. So with myself, as a person that always wanted to achieve so many things with her life, I felt like posting on social media would limit myself, or posting on social media would make me one of these people. But then one thing I had to understand is that labels are literally so useless. And social media is literally just a way to share things. I love being creative. I love sharing knowledge. I love talking on camera. I love being connected with so many people. I limited myself to a label only because other people that post on this huge network, that post on these platforms, use their platforms to share something stupid. The people I follow, if I looked at them, I would have never thought of that label. I would have never thought that they're stupid, because I know that the content I consume comes from people that inspire me, that make me feel good, that use their platform to share something valuable. So what would I think so badly about myself, and what would I stop myself from achieving something that makes me feel so good, where I can help people, or when I can just use my creativity wherever it is, just because I'm scared that other people might think of me as someone I am not, and someone that I'm not even trying to be, and again, someone that I don't even see in the people I follow. Why would I limit myself with a label that has literally nothing to do with what I do, my values, the content I share, and it's not even something I believe about the people that I follow? So again, if you feel like you label yourself, and if you feel like you always give yourself all these limits, you really need to let them go. Now, as for the next point, something that is so crucial to grow your confidence is really to start taking care of yourself. Start exercising. Start eating healthy, start having self-care rituals, just start taking care of yourself. And the reason why I say this is really not because you have to look a certain way. actually, I believe that real confidence should follow you in every phase of your life. Trust me, there will be times which you will not be able to always look perfect. If you put your value into always being perfect and always looking your best, that will not be real confidence. That will also most likely bring you into a loop of plastic surgery and perfectionism. But the reason why I believe that taking care of yourself is so important, even if it's not linked to your external looks, is that first of all, you will definitely stop accepting the bare minimum from others, because you will be the first person to take care of yourself. And second, especially, because how can you say to really love yourself and take care of yourself if you spend all your day on the sofa eating chips? If you don't even move your body, if you don't even care about yourself enough to put in the effort to do something for yourself, that is not love. Even if that feels like comfort, and even if that feels good for a moment, if all you do is being home, you don't move your body, you don't follow your goals, and all your day in bed scrolling on your phone, you eat unhealthy, if you do all of this, it's not about the way you look. It's not about the way you're gonna look if you do all of this, which, trust me, is not gonna look good. But it's really about the way you're treating your body. It's really about the way you're treating your body. You can never be confident if you don't even put the effort to take care of yourself. When you actually exercise and you do your skincare and you have your self-care rituals, that's gonna grow your confidence. And even if you don't look perfect, even if you cannot look your best every single day, you will know that you're putting in the work. And this is so much deeper than just looking good. It's about building trust with yourself. It's about actually showing yourself self-love and doing it out of love, because you could also do it out of insecurity. But the whole point is really that you just cannot build real confidence if you don't even put in the work to appreciate yourself, to appreciate your body, to take care of yourself. Finally, for my final point, you need to understand that you do not need more inspiration, you need more authenticity. Real confidence will always come from your authenticity, and you really need to stop trying being someone else. So stop watching things that make you envious. Stop watching all that content making you feel like you're not enough. Start discovering yourself more. What are your hobbies? What are your passions? Who are you? That's what you need to understand. You cannot replace your personality with someone else's personality. Understand that there's space for everyone, and the way in which you're actually gonna have the biggest and the most success in your entire life is by being who you are, by following your actual passions, and by sharing that with the world in whatever form that might be. Because being confident for me, it's really about not being afraid of being who you are and embracing it. So we're officially at the end of today's video. As always, I really want to hear your thoughts, so make sure to leave a comment, or if you want to ask me questions, feel free to reach out on Instagram. I always respond to every single one of you. Again, make sure to like this video and subscribe. And as always, I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.